Oh, hello guys, this is day number 185 of our daily English speaking challenge, and in today's video we're gonna talk about the thing which is called as Muslim Brotherhood. That you may have also heard about this term, and this is the term you may have actually seen a lot online these days, especially in some kind of sporting event. Like you may have heard about this term, which is Muslim Brotherhood, and instead of other sports, this term is actually popular in some sports which involve some kind of combat sports like UFC or other MMA organizations like the Brave FC and all the stuff. And the most famous MMA organization is UFC. So you may have seen or you may have heard about this term in that context. So and if you haven't heard about this term, or if you have heard but you don't know about its meaning, then let me tell you what does it mean. It basically means that all over the world, the every Muslim support each other. Even though that person do not belong to the same country, do not belong to the same region, but still, even if the other person is Muslim, then one person should support that person in any case. So that every Muslim defend this term by just saying that we all are Muslims, so that's why we just support each other. But the problem is there when one Muslim supports other Muslim, even though they are from different countries. And in UFC, like many times, some conditions happen in which the Muslims don't even support the fighters from their own country, especially the Muslims from India. Like for example, if I have to give you an example of this kind of situation, like this situation becomes very tricky. Like as I told you, like Muslims all over the world supports each other. Every Muslim will literally support only Muslim fighters. Like there are a few Muslim fighters in the UFC, such as Khabib Nurmagomedov, which was the fighter till 2020, but he retired after his dad passed away in the COVID-19, like in 2020. And after that, a few Muslim fighters are there, like the cousin of Khabib, which is Umar Nurmagomedov, and the childhood friend of Khabib, which is Makhachev, which is the current welterweight champion. And yeah, the Usman Nurmagomedov. I don't know exactly the surname of Usman, but yeah, the Usman is there, which is not currently fighting in the UFC, but he is fighting in different organization. But still, he will definitely come in UFC after a few years. But every Muslim on earth, like you will ask that every Muslim on earth who follow UFC will definitely say that their favorite fighters are just among these 3 to 4 fighters. Other than that, they don't care about any other fighter. They don't care about John Jones, they don't care about GSP, they don't care about any other top level fighter or the greatest of all time. They don't even care about the Demetrius Johnson. They don't. They literally don't care about them. And they just watch this sport just because of these Muslim fighters. If you just remove these Muslim fighters from the UFC, then they have no reason to just follow UFC. They are just following UFC just because there are these Muslim fighters in the in the UFC. That's the reason 99% of the Muslims are watching UFC. Otherwise they will not watch a single event of it. And the thing is I was talking about the problem regarding this. So the thing is, let me give you an example, which was a very tricky situation in this context. So last year, in the month of January or February, like in early 2025, the Anshul Jubli, which is a fighter from Uttarakhand, India, which is a Hindu fighter. So he just fought his third fight in UFC, and he actually got KO'd. He actually got knocked out in just 19 seconds by Killian Salkild, who is from Australia, I think, or New Zealand, I guess. So So basically, Anshul Chodliko just got knocked out in just 19 seconds. That's the thing. And many Indians, like most of the Indians, were shocked and just and were just sad. But we have seen, literally 99% of the Indian Muslims who were following UFC were just trolling him. Where they were just trolling their Indian fighter, and they were just trolling him not because he lost, they were trolling him just because he was a Hindu. If by any chance he was a Muslim, then you clearly know that these Muslim fighters will these Muslim fighters would have showed tremendous support to him, just like they showed tremendous support to the Umar Nurmagomedov after his loss. Umar Nurmagomedov is from Russia. He have not spoken anything about India till now. But still, these Indian Muslims just have showed support to that Umar Nurmagomedov after his loss from Mirab. But instead of just supporting their own country fighter, their own country first UFC fighter, Anshul Jubli, they just started trolling him just because he just said something about Khabib Nurmagomedov in his previous interview with Ranveer Alabadi on YouTube. So, just by that one certain clip, they just started hating him, and I'm pretty much sure that, and every single person is pretty much sure that they would have not shown so much hate to him if he would be a Muslim. He is receiving so much hate. Most of the hate he is getting is from Indian Muslims only. That's the truth, and that's the bitter truth. You may see it as a racist thing to say, but that's the thing. That's the reality, and reality is often disappointing. And in this context, this reality is so messed up that the person who is just the person who is just expressing the reality by the verbal words will be targeted. That how can you say that, how can you say this? But that's the truth. You have to accept it, or you can just blind yourself. So yeah, that's the thing. And if you have anything to say about it, then just bark in the comment section. Comment section is just for you. And yeah, I will meet tomorrow in the next video. Bye bye.